Like. Can you hear me now? Oh. Can you hear me now? I apologize. Really? Is it really perfect now? Oh, good. Okay. Damn, that was a little eventful. Don't worry, I'm okay. It only took me 6 minutes. I hope you guys recovered from the terrible static. it makes no sense, but I was having some trouble with my other USB cam. I have doesn't really matter, but like a USB that connects 4 other USBs, and I think that's fried. So we're good now. But anyway, sorry for the late live, and thank you for your patience. I know that that was not the smoothest way, but the purpose of this daily live stream, 21 days in a row now, is to promote Intact Global's upcoming conference, March 29 to 31 in Portland, Oregon. Now, the reality is we've already got like near full attendance, right? We've got about approximately 60 people coming, which is more than, was already a great success. So I'm like really pleased. There's about 10 tickets left, at least at the $200 price tier, which again is like the cost of the catering. So it's not like that's a donation. But yeah, so you should definitely make it if it is important to you to protect children from genital mutilation, right? Cutting off parts of their bodies, totally nuts. So we still have to deal with that. But we are, and I actually have been talking about an article, if any of you remember, in the past, because it's what I wanted to base my talk off of. And I found it today, and the title of the article was "How Fast America Changes Its Mind," right? It was Bloomberg 2015. That's the name of the article, but I'm going to, I saved it here under Intact Global. This is how fast America changes its mind. So let me share that with you because I think that it's going to be an interesting thing for you guys to see, because I think that's exactly where this movement is going. I'm just playing around to see what looks the best. Here we go. So let me present that, because this is where I think the intactivist movement is going to be in the near future. And this is a really good graphical. You can see how it kind of goes with time and the things change. We're going to watch that one more time. This is how fast America changes its mind. This is interracial marriage, right? To Loving v. Virginia. Abortion that didn't age very well. This is the 18th Amendment, prohibition on alcohol, right? This is the 19th Amendment, women's suffrage. And then we have Obergefell, I believe it's pronounced, v. Hodges. And look at that line right here. This was published in 2015. Legal cannabis is now in 24 states and medical is in 39. So this has gone in a similar progression. And what this graph shows is it shows how many states enshrine what we now consider rights, constitutional rights. How fast did those states pick up on it? And then when did the federal government intervene? So, interracial marriage was legal in, the northeastern states and some of the more progressive states. And then, a bunch of states were saying, oh, no, this is wrong. And then Loving v. Virginia said, okay, rest of the southern states get on board. You don't have an option, right? But the best example, but this just shows that what I'm proposing happens to the intactivist movement is not without historical precedent and is in fact how America changes its mind, is slowly at first and then very rapidly. And we're talking about literally removing parts of a child's sex organ at birth, right? For no medical reason. That's total nuts, right? It's total lunacy. And so anyway, here in gay marriage, Massachusetts, let's go, baby. 2004 was the first state to legalize it. And then, 10 to 20, then maybe another state legalized it, then 3 states. And then, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, like 30. It was very quick, right? And I believe that with these constitutional challenges that Intact Global is funding and my law firm and another law firm in Oregon is pursuing, it's a constitutional challenge similar to these other lawsuits, is saying, look, it's great you protect baby girls, but if you don't discriminate, if you don't permit discrimination on the basis of sex in terms of statutory protections, then you got to extend the same protections to baby boys as you do to baby girls for medically unnecessary genital cutting, right? Because it's literally enshrined in law that you cannot perform this similar action on an infant girl. But infant boys or intersex children, they are being discriminated against, right? It is constitutionally invalid to do that, to pass a law that only protects one class of children. And I believe that we in Oregon, we could get to that one state right there, right? And I believe that if we sue maybe Colorado next, and maybe Washington, and maybe New Hampshire, and then Florida, Massachusetts, right? We could sue a whole bunch of states. And if we win a state, we get a step. And if we lose a state, we're in the exact same position we're in. So, you could fund 5, 10, 20 of these lawsuits. Lawsuits are expensive, but they're not prohibitively expensive, right? Like, push come to shove, I will carry the Oregon lawsuit, although you should support and donate to Intact Global, because then we could sue 10 states at once, right? So anyway, this is kind of the roadmap to intactivism's success, I believe. And I believe that we can do this one state at a time. We just have to keep filing these strategic constitutional challenges. And, it might cost, we raised $30,000 for the Oregon, and we have an excellent complaint. And we also are hosting a conference, right? So we can stretch resources a long way, because a lot of people want to see this happen. But if you want to see this happen, if you want to live in a country that protects its baby boys instead of permits them to have large parts of their bodies removed at birth, then donate to Intact Global, right? Because we're doing the work. And at the conference, we are going to be filing our first challenge, right? We're going to try to get on this board here, right here. That's what we're trying to do. Except in 2004, it's going to be 2025, maybe 26 if it takes 2 years to litigate, right? But if we're litigating against 5 states at once, we could jump up this board. And there will be a time when the federal government will have to reckon with the fact that we allow male genital mutilation in this country, right? But before the federal government recognizes it, we're going to have to win on various states. Oregon is a strategic start. It makes sense. I think the 2012 circumcision rate was about 25%, according to data I have from GALDEF, which is a good source. And so anyway, there's a lot of potential here, and there's different routes to take. I think this is a very promising one. I think it is not that resource intensive, and it can really change the laws. So anyway, that's what I was looking to share. I'll talk about that more at the conference. But going back to what, plug in the conference again, if this is an important cause to you, definitely go to Intact Global /conference. That is the link right here. And when you put that in your URL bar, and maybe it's clickable, maybe it's not, you guys tell me. What happens is you go to our conference page, and you can see the lineup of speakers. We've got 9 attorneys listed, 4 or 5 leaders of the movement. We actually are going to have 10 attorneys. The surprise attorney the working title is from impact litigation to intact litigation. He's a local Oregon counsel. He seems like a guy and very capable. We're very excited to have him. But anyway, so, and there's a whole story behind why we have a new attorney now in Oregon. But, we were thrilled. It's like, oh, great, baby. So here's the clickable link for the conference. The details, you can, hello, vegan atheists. Details, click down there, right? And so real quick, March 29 to 31, Portland, Oregon. You can get your ticket here by clicking this button. You can also click down here. They go to the same place. See, when you go there, you go to Ticket Tailor. This is our vendor that kind of sells the tickets, right? And so the Founders Dinner is sold out, but the lawsuit announcement is free. So get as many tickets as you want. That'll be in Pioneer Courthouse Square. And then we still have 10 early bird remaining, right? So, after that 10, I'll talk with the venue to see if we can fit more people, but it's already a great success. And so I'm very pleased, just in terms of attendees, right? And then if you have to travel, definitely use the discounted hotel rooms. It's about $40 off a night if you stay with our room block. And it's also a cool hotel. It's not like staying at a Marriott or Hilton. Not that that's bad, but it's got some history. It's got some culture. Oh, looks like the rooms are not... Let's hope this works. So again, that's not working, which is unfortunate. So I'll talk with them. I know it's been a while. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna have 2 great days of presentations. We have strategy sessions, kind of synchronize our clock, explain how do we address this epidemic of infant-child genital mutilation, right? Because it really is, it's a huge problem. I mean, and it's so obvious. It just kind of yells at you. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So anyway, here's the press conference details on Monday. You can read this page. This is where the conference is going to be held. It's called the Sentinel. It's a beautiful hotel, both outside and inside, right? There's a reason we picked it. It's going to look good. It's going to feel good. The rooms are cute. It's got some culture and class, and this is a historical event, right? We want to make it feel good, right? It's connected with Portland. The first half is going to be hearing from Intact Global directors, what it is that we do with the panel. Then we're going to talk with our Intact Coalition members, right? Leaders of Intaction, GalDef, Doctors Opposing Circumcision. We have Carrie Cantrell talking about the intersex interest in intactivism, right? Like that alliteration. And then we have Mike Labanika, a good friend of mine from Africa, who has a coalition of human rights attorneys and activists there. We'll have another panel. We have a great dinner, the highest tier dinner at the Sentinel. I went all out for you guys. So anyway, so as Jake Antone says real quick, if history is accurate, in ancient times, cutting an infant's genitals was considered a high crime. Weird how it became a thing. Anyway, and then the next day we have all Intact litigators, right? Lawyers from all scopes. Like Deborah joined the channel the other night, which was great. Maybe some others will join the channel before. We'll see. We'll have a panel. I'll do a final speech. It's going to be called The Future of Intactivism. And my talk in the beginning will be called The State of the Movement, right? Like the State of the Union. Like this is where we are. Let's take stock of it, right? It's not terrible. It's not great, but it might get a lot better. Just like that graph before, things go like this. They don't, they can go like this, like illegal cannabis, but marriage equality went like that, right? How about not mutilating your infant equally? I think, we'll massage the wording a little, but that's the gist of it. So yeah, then we have a founders, here are all the speakers. They're all excellent. And then we have the founders dinner, which again is sold out. But it's going to be a great event. And you snooze, you lose, baby. I wish we could get a bigger room. I'll see what can be done. But Oregon labor law, I think you have to give them a 3 weeks heads up, and we're only 14 days away now, right, from the start of the conference, which is exciting, and 16 days away from filing the lawsuit. As Random Kid says, and I appreciate that, if Eric and his team wins this lawsuit, this could set a pretty big precedent. And that's what I'm saying. This is like the Massachusetts case in 2004 that said marriage equality is a constitutional right, right? Oregon could say, look, it is a constitutional right to be equally protected from the harm of genital cutting, because it is obviously a harm. It's like so palpably, visibly, audibly a harm. You can hear the infant screaming. That is not me being dramatic. Go watch one, right? It's totally nuts. Like, see if you can watch a circumcision and just be like, okay, that's not medically necessary. You're just cutting off a big part of his penis. Okay, it's crazy. So yeah. Anyway, you guys know it if you're on the stream, most likely. But yeah, so here's the clickable link. Go get your tickets today. I appreciate you guys bearing with me with the audio issues. You missed 2 stories that I told that I thought you could hear, but I guess it was just awful static. So my apologies. I don't think I have the cycles to redo this tech stack over here. So if it happens again, I apologize in advance, but it seems to be at a steady equilibrium now. So we're just going to keep plugging through. So get your ticket March 29 to 31. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. And I hope to see you tomorrow, right? Okay. Have a good night.